Hello everyone, Jesterabelle is back, and oh my goodness, the other day the trailer of Spider-Man No Way Home finally dropped. Actually, 2 days ago, because it was leaked online first, which I of course saw, and then it came out officially in HD, and people are debating whether or not Disney leaked it on purpose, or if it was really a leak, but either way, it came out, and I have not seen this much hype for a movie trailer or a movie in so long. This is the first movie since Endgame, past coronavirus and all of that people have legitimately been just so hyped for. The discussion is everywhere. I'm just so happy to be a part of that whole roller coaster again. And why are people so hyped? Because this movie once again looks like it's doing something that we've known this for a while, but it's once again doing something that we've never really seen before with these comic book characters, and it's taking characters from other movies from the past, other universes, and mashing them together. We're getting into the actual multiverse now, and we're going to be seeing what was the big reveal in the trailer was Doc Ock and Alfred Molina. Is that how you say his name? Molina? I can't remember how you pronounce his last name. But he comes in as Doc Ock, and everyone just lost their minds once again. And we saw teases of William Dafoe's Goblin and all that stuff. And so yeah, you can tell I'm really hyped about it. But let's talk a little bit more about the trailer. So it opens up where Far From Home left off, and of course Peter Parker's identity gets out there, and now he has to deal with that, everyone knowing his identity. Not something we've seen before in a movie. The movies have always been really good about his identity's a secret, and they don't go any further than that. This is exploring him losing his secret identity. So that all already is really interesting for me to see. I liked I didn't really like Zendaya's characters in previous movies, but in this one she looks a little more, what's the word for it? She's showing a little more empathy for Peter in this one. She's a little bit more open, which would lead out of her character development from the last movie. So I think I might like her a bit better in this movie. I've nothing against the actress. I like the actress. It's just the character I wasn't really liking as much. But it looks good for this movie. And you see Ned in the background. I'm looking forward to seeing him again. So we get this chaotic life Peter Parker has now, thanks to J. Jonah Jameson, and we see him going and being questioned by the police. A lot of people think Matt Murdock will come into play here, played by Charlie Cox, which would make my life if Charlie Cox was able to come back and play Matt Murdock in this movie. So, in order to fix this situation, Peter goes to Doctor Strange. But Doctor Strange seems really off in this, and some people think it might be just mischaracterization. Other people think that Doctor Strange is somebody else in disguise, because he talks to Peter, and it's really strange, because the first thing I noticed that seemed off was he's very personable and friendly with Peter, and that was the complete opposite of how he treated Peter in Infinity War. And he goes forward and he does a spell that he knows is dangerous, and he's like winking at Peter that they're going to do it even though he was advised not to. It doesn't seem like Stephen Strange at all. And it would be horrible if this was just horrible mischaracterization, but it's possible that, bear with me, I know this was going on with WandaVision, but people are theorizing that this is Mephisto in disguise trying to open up the multiverse. Now, bear with me, there is evidence to back that up, because some people are comparing this to the most hated Spider-Man story of all time, which was One More Day. This looks like they might be trying to right the wrong of that story. This time Peter doesn't know who he's consulting with here. So it might be Disney trying to right the wrongs of that story and do it in a better fashion. So it is possible, and you can see scenes in the trailer of Peter fighting Doctor Strange, so that gives more evidence of how this could possibly be an imposter. That's what a lot of people are thinking. It's a very Doctor Strange heavy movie, it looks like. He's all over the merchandise, so he could turn out to be like Doctor Strange could be locked in the multiverse, so we could have that happen. So he could end up just being possessed by somebody else, or used by somebody else, or disguised by somebody else, and that's why he's just such a major part of this movie. So the multiverse opens up because of a spell gone wrong, and we get some interesting visuals of, like, there's a scene where a train splits up 6 ways, and then we get, of course, to the cameos of characters. And so there's been this big controversy that Tom Holland Spider-Man is just Iron Man Jr. He's just an offshoot of the Iron Man movies, and he just wants to please Iron Man. I don't think we're gonna get that here at all. Not only because Iron Man is dead, but if we're just kind of opening up into three different Spider-Man universes like that, I think this is a Spider-Man centric movie. It couldn't get any more Spider-Man centric. Um, so I'm really excited to get the other characters from the other universes there. I thought it would be really funny if Peter Parker is different in every universe, but J. Jonah Jameson always remains the same. But I appreciate it because it's like we've gotten like three Spider-Man franchises in the span of 20 years. And I always feel bad for the last actor who played Spider-Man because like he had a brief time and then somebody else took over, and then especially Andrew Garfield didn't even get to finish a franchise or a trilogy, and then Tom Holland took over. So I feel I'm glad that those actors get to come back. And the reason why I think that there's so much hype for this movie, not only because it's Spider-Man, a huge character, not only because you see Doctor Strange, you see all this stuff, but this is once again something that has never been done before by a comic book movie. They've done the team ups, they've done they've done the Avengers team up, they've done the Universe team up, Marvel team up with Endgame, but they've never gone and crossed over essentially franchises and movie series to have those characters come in. And people have been waiting for that, and they were hoping for it with WandaVision, but we didn't get that. And now it looks like it's confirmed we're going to get that with Doc Ock coming in. So you've never seen this where you get different iterations of characters interacting with each other. You've never seen that before. So it's going to be really interesting because each Spider-Man has been, they operate around core ideas, but they all are different, and they've all had pros and cons to me as Spider-Man portrayals. So yes, it's going to be really interesting to see them interact. And this is going to be a huge movie. If it's huge for COVID standards, this would be a $2 billion movie, I think, if it wasn't for COVID. But let's see how big this movie can get. This is certainly the most hype I've seen any movie get in just so long, and it's well worth it. It seems like the ultimate fanboy movie by getting in, all these characters that fans already recognize. Not just characters portrayed by certain actors coming in, on all this nostalgia, and you're bringing in different generations of people who love these different versions of Spider-Man. So that's why this is just going to be so huge. There's so much discussion, and I'm excited for it. There's going to be a lot of hilarious memes around this movie because sort of like the Star Wars prequel trilogy, the Raimi Spider-Man movies are very memed. All the Bully Maguire memes, all the, pizza time and all that kind of stuff. I'm excited to have it all back. I don't know anyone who is not interested in seeing this movie. Let me know what you thought about in the comments below. How hyped are you about this movie? What do you think is going to happen in it? What are you most looking forward to? In terms of some people, I'd say we're worried that this is going to be a kind of a key jangling movie, one that just is using cameos and a very easy hype to draw people to it. But while I'm not huge on the last two Tom Holland Spider-Man movies, I think there was some decent writing, so I think that despite the other problems in Marvel right now, I think this one could at least be decent and be a little bit more than just the cameos. We'll see. At the very least, it looks like a very entertaining movie, and I'm really looking forward to it. Once again, subscribe for more, and I'll see you when this movie finally comes out. Thanks for watching.